Think about this for a minute. Standing between us and consistently eating healthy are 6 simple habits. Let's get to them. It's 2025, a fresh new year with a hope for great things to come. If building healthy habits is part of your goals for this year, then stay with me because I have some simple, brilliant ones that you can carry with you all throughout 2025. The idea is to make healthy eating as stress-free as possible, since there are so many other things to do and think about every single day. Because they're so simple, these habits can become like gentle giants in your lifestyle. They're here to support you even through your busiest days, and over time, help you become the healthiest version of yourself. So grab a drink and let's talk about them. When it comes to healthy eating, you don't need to start from scratch. Start with what you have right now and give yourself a minute to think about how you can make it healthier. Let me give you some examples. It's lunchtime and you have chicken and rice in the fridge. That's a good start, a source of protein, a source of carbs. But do you have any vegetables that you can add to your plate? Is there any broccoli, carrots, mushrooms, or even canned corn in your kitchen to help make your meal more balanced? The same goes for a sandwich. If you're about to dive into a delicious ham and cheese sandwich, pause for a minute and think, can I load up some lettuce, tomato, cucumber, or even zucchini in here? If you're about to reheat leftover pasta, can you stir in some chopped spinach or add some herbs and spices to bump up the overall nutrient value? And if you're already going healthy with a chicken salad, you can also consider taking it a notch further by adding chopped nuts and seeds for healthy fats, protein, and fiber. The opportunities are endless, and it's all about working with what you already have. Focus on what you can add to your meals. The more variety of nutrients we can get in there, the better. It will honestly make your meal taste a lot better too. Everyone talks about protein nowadays, but we also need to talk about fiber. Many people lack fiber. The recommended amount of fiber intake per day is 38 grams for men and 25 grams for women. We need fiber for digestion, heart health, blood sugar control, appetite control. Now, we don't necessarily need to track the number of grams of fiber we consume, but the easiest way to guarantee that we get a good amount in is by filling up half our plate with veggies in every meal. Yes, half the plate. Veggies are super nutritious and high in fiber. They're also low in calories, but they will keep you full, which is really helpful for those who are trying to lose weight. They're also very versatile. You can cook them or have them raw as a salad with dressing. What I like to do is prepare a batch of cooked veggies in advance. I'll chop 3 to 4 different types of veggies and stir fry them with some olive oil, salt, pepper, maybe some Italian seasoning, and then store them in a big Tupperware and just add them to my meals whenever I can. It'll typically last around 3 days, and it's just a really convenient, automatic way to get veggies in my plate. If you can get at least 3 types of veggies and colors in your plate, like spinach, bell peppers, squash, cabbage, that would be awesome. You can even opt for veggies that don't require any prepping, like kimchi, canned corn, or peas. So if 1/2 of your plate will have veggies, the remaining 1/4 can be for your protein, 1/4 for your carbs, and a drizzle of healthy fats like olive oil. Just a side note that the ratios can vary if you have specific needs. For example, if you're an athlete who's trying to build muscle and endurance, you might want to increase the protein and carb portions more. If half a plate of veggies is too intense for you, you can definitely start with 1/4 of the plate and see if you can work your way up as you get used to it. If you start with somewhere that's more manageable for you, the more likely you'll stay consistent with it. One of the best ways to guarantee that you'll eat balanced meals consistently is to plan your meals in advance. If you don't plan your meals, when life gets chaotic and then it's time to eat, the tendency is to resort to last-minute, unhealthy food choices. But if you have some healthy ingredients prepped in the fridge, it's not only super convenient to put together into a balanced meal, but it's also packed with the nutrients you need to keep you going. We all know this, and it's easier said than done. The truth is, the thought of meal planning and prepping for an entire week can be overwhelming. So if that's the case for you, an easy tip is to do it every night, but for only 5 minutes. Set aside 5 minutes at night to decide on what your meals will be the next day. For example, if I will just be home tomorrow, I can do a quick scan in my fridge to see which ingredients I have and then decide on my meals from there. And based on the ingredients I have, I can decide to have overnight oats for breakfast, a tuna and veggie rice bowl for lunch, and a chicken and veggie wrap for dinner. Then I'll think about whether or not I'll have time to prepare these meals tomorrow. If tomorrow's looking busy, I can think about what I can prep ahead the night before. Overnight oats, definitely. Canned tuna doesn't really need any prepping, but I can pre-cook the rice and chicken, then they'll be ready to just assemble for lunch and dinner the next day. And if there's any extra, which is usually the case, I can have these meals for the succeeding days as well. During your downtime, which is usually at night, do something that your future self will thank you for. The idea here is to eliminate the last-minute decision-making time and just execute the meals you had decided on the night before. The 5-minute planning habit can also apply to days when you'll be out and about. You might already have an idea of where you'll be going the next day, which restaurants you'll be dining in, or where you can stop over for a quick bite. If there are less healthy options in those places, you can already think about how you can get your fill of the healthier stuff for that day. Maybe have a nourishing breakfast before you leave, or pack some fruits and nuts to bring along with you as a healthy snack. If you plan it the night before, the more likely you'll be able to follow through the next day. You might have heard the advice to drink a lot of water as soon as you wake up. This is absolutely ideal. Drinking water first thing in the morning rehydrates your body after a full night of sleep and sets a precedent to hydrate for the rest of the day. But it's also worth reminding to drink water before every meal. It can be tempting to dive straight into your food, especially if you're really hungry. But if you drink water first, it prepares the digestive system by hydrating the stomach lining, helping you digest your food better. So make it a point to drink a glass of water before you start your meal or before eating in general. This will also help you feel fuller at the start, which will make you more satisfied with moderate portion sizes and calories and help prevent overeating. We don't think enough about how we feel after a meal. When you finish a meal and realize that you overate because you were just so hungry or the food was so good that you scarfed it down right away, you might find yourself feeling uncomfortable, bloated, or sluggish afterwards. So it's important to take control from the start of the meal to avoid this situation. Eating just the right amount of food for every meal or snack is a great habit, and this basically means to eat in moderation and be able to say, "I've had enough." The ideal time to stop eating is when you're 80% full. This is a Japanese concept called hara hachibu. If there's anything we can learn from Okinawans, who are known for their long lifespans, it's hara hachibu. It's a simple, sustainable approach that can improve health over time. So how do we know when we're 80% full? It's very simple. Eat slowly, pay attention to your food, and really savor every flavor and texture. This will give your stomach time to signal to the brain when it's satisfied. 80% means you're comfortable, no longer hungry, but not stuffed. Then when you reach that point when you've had enough, you can stop eating and move on with your day feeling energized as opposed to sluggish. Of course, also keep in mind the amount of food it took for you to get to that point so that you can help yourself to a similar amount in future meals and avoid wasting food. If you are a snacker and are having trouble sticking to a healthy diet because it gets ruined during snack time, then it will really help to build a snack pantry made out of mostly whole food. What is whole food? These are foods that have one ingredient only and little to no processing. Examples are apples, bananas, nuts. They literally have just one ingredient and are in their purest form. On the other hand, some prepackaged snacks can be more heavily processed and have a lot of ingredients like added sugars, sodium, preservatives. That's what we want to avoid as much as possible. If you have chips, chocolate, and other junk food at home, a very understandable tendency is to reach for those even when they're hidden at the back of your cupboard whenever you feel like snacking. But if you have a pantry that's full of whole food snacks, you can stay on track with your health goals even during snack time. Here are some whole foods you can stock up on for your super snack collection. For the dry pantry, you can stock up on a variety of nuts and seeds, whole grain crackers, one ingredient nut butter, protein bars with minimal sugar and whole ingredients, hummus, canned tuna or salmon, whole wheat bread, nori sheets, and dates. For the fridge, you can stock up on fruits, veggie sticks, cheese that's minimally processed, and Greek yogurt. And there are tons of snacks you can throw together with these whole ingredients. Yogurt with berries, banana with peanut butter, dates with peanut butter and pistachios, veggie sticks with hummus, cheese and crackers, and many more. They'll keep you nourished and satisfied, and you won't be looking for junk food that's not there. And that's it for today's video. Hopefully, some of these habits resonated with you and will have you open to practicing them this 2025. We've talked about building balanced meals, healthy snacks, hydration, eating in moderation. If you practice these consistently, they will become second nature and make healthy eating much more effortless this year. I'm curious to know if nutrition is one of your priorities this 2025. If so, share through the comment section your resolutions and tips to stick to them. It's definitely one of mine, and to commit to it, I stuck it right up in my 2025 vision board. If you want to check that out, it's right here in this video. And if you want some nutrition, wellness, and motivation along the way, do subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell for future updates. Thanks for watching, Happy New Year, and I'll see you in the next one.